Means of transport. Think and discuss for what different reasons do people go from one place to another. For each case, try to find the best means of transport to use. Give your reasons. Mind opener. Nowadays, there are several modes of transport available to us. If we have to travel by road from one place to another, we can choose from bicycles, cars, buses, bullock carts, etc. Depending on distance to be covered, time and money. We can also take a train to travel from one place to another. If we have to travel on water, we can go by boats or ships. We can travel by air in airplanes and helicopters. The four modes of travel available to us are roads, railways, waterways and airways. Roads. India has a large network of roads. Important cities are connected to each other by national highways. Other highways connect smaller cities, towns and even villages. Roads help us to move around within cities and towns. Many villages, however, still have Hunja roads. Roads are the most convenient mode of transport to move people and goods. They can be built anywhere, for example, on high mountains. Roads help people and goods to be taken right up to their doorsteps. Goods can be taken right up to a market or factory. The Indian government is taking steps to improve the highways in our country. Using modern methods of construction, the Golden Rail is the largest express highway project launched in India. It links Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata and Chennai. Good roads are necessary for fast movement of goods and people. They are important for setting up any industries. Railway. The first railway line in India was built in 1853 between Mumbai and Thane. Since then, the railway network in India has expanded to become the fourth largest in the world and the largest in Asia. It connects almost all cities and towns. Today, trains carry millions of people and millions of tons of goods every day throughout the country. Trains are cheaper, more comfortable and faster than road transport. Some super fast trains such as the Rajdhani Express and the Chandivadi Express travel at over 100 kilometers an hour. In Mumbai and Kolkata, trains are important means of transport for people to go to work. In Kolkata and Delhi, the underground railway, called the metro, is a very fast and convenient way of local travel. The metro in Delhi moves partly on underground tracks and partly on elevated ones. Airways. Aeroplanes are the fastest means of transport and also the most expensive. The journey from New Delhi to Chennai takes only 2.5 hours, whereas it takes more than 36 hours by train. A large number of cities in India are connected by air. Aeroplanes can fly over any territory, over high mountains or vast deserts. They are used to transport mail, perishable food, its items such as fresh fruits and vegetables and other goods quickly to far off places. Air transport is very useful during times of natural calamities such as floods, earthquakes and famine, or when there is a war. Helicopters are very useful in these situations. They can land where aeroplanes cannot. They are used to transport food, medicines and other items in these situations. Now, with private airlines starting operations, the passenger fares have come down substantially and more people have started traveling by air. Indian Jet Airways, Deccan Air, Kingfisher Airlines and Spice Jet are some important airlines operating in India. Air India operates between India and other countries. Some private airlines have also been given license to fly on limited international routes. The four modes of transport are roads, railways, waterways and airways. Roads are the most convenient mode of transport. India has a large network of roads. India has one of the world's largest railway networks. Waterways. India has many rivers. Boats and steamers are used as means of transport on the rivers. Large ships take people and goods from one port to another by seas. Mumbai is the largest seaport in India. You have read about other ports in the east and west coasts. Water transport is the cheapest means of transport. It is also very convenient for bulky goods such as coal, iron, ore, timber, etc. Large quantities of goods are exported to other countries from our ports. Airways is the fastest but also the most expensive mode of transport. Passenger airfares have come down substantially with private airlines starting their operations. Waterways is the cheapest mode of transport, especially useful for transporting bulky goods. The story of messages. Nowadays, when we want to communicate, we either email a person or send an SMS. Everything happens by the clicking of a mouse or the pressing of a few buttons. It was not so in the near past. Most people wrote letters, put them in an envelope, got them stamped, dropped them in a post box, and waited patiently to hear from the other person. Way back in the 1850s, letters went on horseback from the east to the west of America. One brilliant company decided to speed things up by hiring 80 men to take the mail to the west on horseback. In 1860, the Pony Express was formed. The riders for the Pony Express were chosen for their lightweight as well as their riding ability. Most of them were young boys. The route they undertook was a rugged one. It went from St. Joseph, Missouri to Sacramento, California, a distance of over 1,800 miles. Each rider rode a total of 75 miles, changing ponies at different stations. The mail was carried in 4 leather boxes, which were attached to a special saddle blanket thrown over the saddle. The changing of ponies was done in 2 minutes. The speed was a bonus because it cut the average delivery time from several weeks to about 10 days. The fastest trip was made in 7 days and 17 hours. This record was set by the rider carrying President Abraham Lincoln's first message to the U.S. Congress. The pure riders had to ride through unknown territories. Some routes exposed them to attacks from Red Indians and led them through dangerous territories. Newspaper advertisements for riders listed one important requirement: orphans prepared. Through exciting, the Pony Express was a short-lived experiment. It lasted for only 90 months. By then, there was a telegraph line from coast to coast. This was definitely a faster way of sending messages. But the invention of the radio brought in a great revolutionary change in the field of communication. The radio. The radio is just over 100 years old. It was Marconi who invented an instrument to send the wireless message. He sent the first radio message in 1895. This marked the birth of the radio. It was in fact developed from the telegraph, which was invented by Cook and Wheatstone in 1835. Later it was perfected by Morse. The word telegraph is derived from the two Greek words telos, which means distant, and grapho, which means to write. The invention of the telephone by Alexander Graham Bell in the year 1876 was another revolutionary step in the field of communication. It became more popular because the person at the other end could hear the speaker's voice. The television brings the world in front of us. Everybody likes to watch it. Do you like to know something more about the TV? Now read on. The television is one of the miracles of science. It is not an idiot box, but a magic carpet. Do you know who invented the television? It was a Scotsman named J.L. Bayard. Bayard made it possible to present moving and living pictures of men and events on the screen. In those days, it was only in monochrome. The color television became popular in the 1970s. Its vast potentialities as a powerful medium of mass communication cannot be underestimated. It is indeed one of the best sources of entertainment and enlightenment for all. Programs on subjects like health and hygiene, nutrition, family planning, and agriculture are of immense help to men and women, especially in rural areas. The television plays a very significant role in educating the farmers on the use of different kinds of fertilizers and pesticides and new methods of cultivation. In addition to giving villagers professional guidance, the television can present a whole variety of cultural programs as well. Man is born in the stream of culture. The invention of the television has enabled him to enjoy and see with his own eyes the cultures of different people living in different communities. This medium of audio-visual communication has a very powerful appeal. It can therefore be used for educational purposes also. Lessons of science, mathematics, geography, and other disciplines are often telecast in order to educate the public. More programs on traffic rules, health and hygiene, law and order problems, etc. are also to be included. The TV programs usually deal with many other subjects and topics of current importance. A man after days hard work may switch on his television set and derive immense pleasure. He feels greatly relieved after the day's fatigue. The television mainly does four things.
Computers and operating systems. Man has invented many tools, and the computer is the result of his unending effort for inventing more sophisticated machines. We are living in the midst of information revolution, and hence human brain fails in collecting and storing the bulk of information. Computer is the most powerful machine used by modern society. It has made great impact on several of our activities, including business, medicine, industry, and the like. Computers become so versatile, and its presence is felt in almost all walks of life. The facilities of computers are used by scientists, engineers, teachers, students, and business executives. Computers are used for processing data. The data refers to unorganized facts. Data cannot be used directly for making decisions. Data is processed with the help of computers to provide useful information for decision-making purposes. What is computer? A computer is a high-speed electronic data processing machine. It is an electronic device that stores, retrieves, and processes data, and can be programmed with instructions. A computer is composed of hardware and software, and can exist in a variety of sizes and configurations. It accepts data as input, processes the data, and generates output. In simple words, a computer is an electronic machine that helps us to solve variety of jobs and at a great speed without committing mistakes. The problems are solved by the computer following a step-by-step procedure. A computer is a system which consists of interrelated components that performs the basic system functions of input, processing, output, storage, and control. Every system processes these five basic components. Input. This unit is used for entering data and programs into the computer system by the user of processing. The input devices include keyboards, electronic mice, optical scanners, and touch screens. They convert data into electronic machines' readable form. Processing. The task of performing operations like arithmetic and logical operations is called processing. The central processing unit takes data and instructions from the storage unit and makes all sorts of calculations based on the instructions given and the type of data provided. It is then sent back to the storage unit. CPU includes arithmetic logic unit, ALU, and control unit. The control element is the brain which coordinates other components like input, output, etc. The arithmetic logic unit performs the arithmetic and logic functions requiring processing. Output. The output unit is used for storing the result as output produced by the computer after processing. The output devices include video display units, printers and audio response units that convert processed information into human intelligible form for presentation to users. Storage. The storage unit is used for storing data and instructions before after processing. Storage devices store data and program instructions required for processing. Data and information can be stored either in the primary storage unit or in secondary storage devices such as magnetic disks and tapes. Control. The control unit of the central processing unit controls the entire computer system. Controlling of all operations like input, processing and output are performed by control unit. It takes care of step-by-step processing of all operations inside the computer. Personal computer. Personal computers PC are designed and developed by primarily for the personal use of individuals. A personal computer is a common type of small computer available at low cost, which is intended for personal use. The term personal computer is used to describe desktop computers. It is often described as PC or microcomputer, meaning personal computer. These computers are used by professionals, academicians, and small business firms or doing office work. A PC may be used at home or may be found in an office. Ready-made programs are available for doing activities such as accounting work and inventory management at home. They are mainly used for entertainment, basic education, and home management. Personal computers can be connected to a local area network LAN either by a cable or wireless connection. Modern personal computers often have high-speed or dial-up connections to the internet, allowing access to the World Wide Web and wide range of other computers. Since the 1980s, Microsoft and Intel have dominated much of the personal computer market with the Windows platform. Personal computer consists of a processor, CPU, which contains the arithmetic logic and control circuitry on a single IC integrated circuit. Two types of memory. Main memory such as RAM and ROM, hard disks and compact disks, and various input and output devices including a display screen, keyboard and mouse, modem and printer. A personal computer may be a desktop computer, a laptop, a tablet or PC, or a palm top. Desktop computers are the most widely used personal computers. A PC that is not designed for portability is a desktop computer. This type of computer will set up in a permanent location like a desk or table. Most desktops offer more power, storage and less costly. Desktop machines still find a place in most homes and business institutions because of their durable and cheapness. Desktop personal computers are found almost everywhere. Almost in all middle-class Indian homes, cyber cafes, shopping malls, business institutions, office, etc. The following parts are visible in a typical desktop computer to us: a visual display unit, VDU, a keyboard, a central processing unit, CPU, a mouse. There can be, in addition to this, a pair of soundbox, webcam, joystick, etc. Workstations. Another type of computer is workstation. A workstation is simply a desktop computer that has a more powerful processor, additional memory and enhanced capabilities for performing a special group of tasks such as 3D graphics or game development. They may even use multiple screens to enhance their viewing. These powerful personal computers are used by engineers, scientists, and other professionals. Workstations are expensive computers, and it generally employed to run complex programs and display both work in progress and result graphically. Powerful processors are used in workstations so that the task will be better performed than ordinary PCs. Well-known workstations are produced by Sun, Apple, and IBM. However, the distinction between PCs and workstations is not apparent today since powerful microprocessors and communication capabilities are also incorporated in ordinary PCs. Portable computers. The size of the personal computers has been reducing due to the development in the computer technology. Now computers are becoming smaller and at the same time more powerful. Portable computers are variations of personal computers which can be easily carried around. There are three types of personal computers, namely laptops or notebooks, PCs, sub-notebooks, and personal digital computers. Laptops or notebooks. Laptop computers are portable computers. They are lightweight computers with a thin screen. They are also called as notebook computers because of their small size. They can operate on batteries and hence they are very popular with travelers. The screen falls down onto the keyboard when not in use. These computers are used by people who have to work away from their offices, executives, students, journalists, and salespersons who are always moving place to place can effectively use laptop type of computers. These computers combine the power of the PC with mobility. Tablet PC. A tablet PC is a notebook or slate-shaped mobile computer. Its touch screen or graphics table or screen hybrid technology allows the user to operate the computer with a stylus or digital pen or a fingertip instead of a keyboard or mouse. The form factor offers a more mobile way to interact with the computer. Tablet PCs are often used where normal notebooks are impractical or do not provide the needed functionality. Tablet computers are highly portable computers that are smaller and cheaper than traditional laptops. However, the internal components are less powerful than those in regular laptops. Recent improvements to tablet computers have allowed users to view HD video, get high quality sound, great photo capabilities, and the ability to share information, photos and videos with anyone. Palm top. Palm top is a small computer that fits in our palm. Compared to full-size computers, palm tops are severely limited, but they are practical for certain functions such as phone books and calendars. Palm tops use a pen rather than a keyboard for input. Because of their small size, most palm top computers do not include disk drives. However, many contain slots in which we can insert disk drives, modems, memory, and other devices. Personal digital assistants, PDAs. PDAs are much smaller than the sub-notebooks. They combine pen input, writing, recognition, personal organization tools, and communication capabilities in a very small package. It is a handheld device that combines computing, telephone, fax, and networking features. A typical PDA can function as a cellular phone, fax sender, and personal organizer. Business executives can effectively use PDAs for doing their day-to-day activities. Basic structure of a personal computer. Modern personal computer requires three basic components to process data. They are input devices, central processing unit, output devices, input devices. The input units are used to watch the necessary data into the computer. Information is entered into a computer through input devices. An input device converts input data into a form acceptable to a computer. This is smaller to our eyes and ears, through which we did get information from the environment. Some of the widely used input devices are keyboard and mouse. Central Processing Unit (CPU). The Central Processing Unit is the most important component of computer system. It is the brain of any computer system. CPU controls the operation of all other components such as memory, input and output devices. It performs the calculations, comparisons and general data processing of a computer system. It also provides necessary directions to other components attached to a computer. The CPU has three major components, namely primarily memory, the arithmetic logic unit and control unit. Memory or storage unit. The memory unit of a computer is used to store data, programs, intermediate and final results. Computer's memory can be classified into two types: primary memory and secondary memory. Primary memory or volatile memory. Primary memory, also called as volatile memory, because the memory cannot store the data permanently. All data and program must be placed in the primary memory before they can be used in processing. The primary storage unit is also used to store data and program instruction between processing steps and after processing is completed, but before output is produced. Primary memory select any part of memory when user want to save the data in memory, but that may not be stored permanently on that location. Primary memory can be further classified as RAM and ROM. RAM or random access memory is the unit in a computer system. It is the area in which computer where the operating system, application programs and the data in current use are kept temporarily so that they can be accessed by the computer's processor. It is said to be volatile since its contents are accessible only as long as the computer is on. The contents of RAM are no more available once the computer is turned off. ROM or read-only memory is a special type of memory which can be only be read and contents of which are not lost even when the computer is switched off. It typically contains manufacturer's instructions among other things. ROM also stores an initial program called the bootstrap loader, whose function is to start the operation of computer system once the power turned on. Secondary memory. Secondary memory is the additional memory attached to a computer system. RAM is volatile memory having a limited storage capacity. Secondary or auxiliary memory is storage other than the RAM. This includes devices that are peripheral and are connected and controlled by the computer to enable permanent storage of programs and data. The space available in the primary storage is limited and hence secondary memory plays a supporting role to the primary storage in storing data and program. Secondary storage devices are two types: magnetic and optical. Magnetic devices include hard disks and optical storage devices are CDs, DVDs, pen drive, zip drive, etc. Hard disks. Hard disks are made up of rigid material and are usually a stack of metal disks sealed in a box. The hard disk and the hard disk drive exist together as a unit and is a permanent part of the computer where data and programs are saved. Hard disks are rewritable. Compact disk. Compact disk CD is a portable disk having data storage capacity between 650 to 700 MB. It can hold large amount of information such as music, full motion videos and etc. and text. CDs can be either read only or read type write. Digital video disc. Digital video disc DVD is smaller to a CD but has larger storage capacity and enormous clarity. Depending upon the disk type, it can store several gigabytes of data. DVDs are primarily used to store music or movies and can be played back on your television or the computer too. These are not rewritable. Arithmetic logic unit ALU. All calculations and comparisons based on the instructions provided are carried out within the ALU. It performs arithmetic functions like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and also logical operations like greater than, less than and equal to etc. Besides performing arithmetic operations, ALU also performs logic operations such as comparison of two numbers to find out which is greater or matching two alphabetic names to see that they are the same. Before performing logical operations, the data should be transformed from primary memory to ALU's register. The results of computers and logical decision are sent from ALU to the main memory. Control unit. Controlling of all operations like input, processing and output are performed by control unit. It takes care of step-by-step processing of all operations inside the computer. The control unit of CPU directs and coordinates all operations of a computer as per the instruction given to it. The control unit is responsible for interpreting computer instructions and supervising their execution. Output devices. Output devices are used to show the results of processed data. They are used to record the results obtained from processing and present them to the user. The commonly used output devices are printers and monitor. Magnetic tapes and disks are used as output devices. A computer system consists of two major components, namely hardware and software. Both hardware and software are necessary to operate a computer. The hardware and software taken together form a computer system. Features of personal computer. Today computers are very popular because of their capabilities. Computers have some significant characters which makes them more popular. The important characteristics of computers are given below. Speed of operation. Modern computers are much faster, hence they can perform even very complex calculations very fast. Computer is an electronic machine and hence the CPU of a computer works at the speed of electricity, which is the highest over attainable speed. A powerful computer is capable of performing about 3 to 4 million simple instructions per second. The speed of the computer is not expressed in terms of seconds or milestones, thousands of seconds, but rather it is expressed in terms of microseconds, millions, or the nanoseconds, thousands and millions. Accuracy. Accuracy. Computers are also very accurate in processing data. Once the correct data is entered with a correct program, the results will also be correct. If mistakes occur in calculation, they are committed by human beings in the process of feeding wrong data or wrong instructions. So if a wrong input is given, the output also will be wrong. This is known as GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. To avoid such mistakes, it is better to check data before the during processing. Storage. Another important characteristics of computer is its storage capacity. It is difficult to store large volume of data in human brain and remember it for fairly long period of time, but computers have the capacity to store large amount of data and instructions and can retrieve it as and when we require it. They have large memory capacity to retain information. The size of the internal memory of the CPU is limited. To overcome this effect, various secondary storage devices such as magnetic tape or disk are used for storing information. Computer storage is measured in bytes, kilobytes, megabytes, gigabytes, and increasingly terabytes. 1 byte is 1 character of information and is comprised of 8 bits. Technically, a kilobyte is 1024 bytes. A megabyte 1024 kilobytes. A gigabyte 1024 megabytes. And a terabyte 1024 gigabytes. For example, a single CD-ROM can store up to 700 MB of data and a hard disk can have the capacity of 80 GB. Versatility. Computers are versatile in nature. Computers are versatile machines and are capable of performing any task as long as it can be broken down into a series of logical steps. Modern computers can be used for a wide variety of purposes at the same time. The digital computers are used for scientific as well as business purposes. The presence of computers can be seen in almost every field: railway, air reservation, banks, hotels, weather forecasting, and many more. Automatic operation. Many machines require human intervention to operate, and the operators have to press the necessary keys to start and stop. A computer can carry out a particular task on the basis of the instructions given to it until a stop instruction is executed. The development takes place both in the hardware and software makes the computers of a wonder machine which operates almost automatically. Diligence. Unlike human beings, computers are highly consistent. Computer is free from tiredness, boredom, and resulting lack of concentration, therefore are better than human beings in performing large and repetitive jobs. It can work for hours without creating any error. If millions of calculations are to be performed, a computer will perform every calculation with the same accuracy. Complexity. Some of the applications of computers are very complex and it is possible and impracticable to do the work manually. Even a complex mathematical model can be analyzed easily with the help of computers. Reliability. Computer is also reliable. Reliability is measured in terms of the performance with a predetermined and standard of operations. The reliability of results processed by a computer is very high. If program is executed any number of times with the same set of data, every time the results would be the same. Human intervention is not necessary for undertaking processing operations at the hardware level. This is the major cause of a reliability of a computer system. More about the keyboard and mouse. Learner's outcome. After completing this video, you will be able to use alphabet keys, number keys and arrow keys. Identify, locate and use special keys. Caps lock keys, backspace key, enter key, spacebar key, control key, symbol keys, shift key and delete key. Know about touch typing. Define mouse and mouse pointer. Differentiate between single click and double click. Perform left click and right click. Perform touch screens gestures. Use Cordova Smart Class software on the smart board in the class to learn more about keyboard and mouse. Keyboard and mouse are the two important parts of the computer. You have already learned to use a keyboard and mouse in last videos. Let us learn more about them. Keyboard. A keyboard has many buttons called keys. There are 104 keys on a standard keyboard. You can type letters, numbers and symbols with the help of these keys. Function keys, alphabet keys, backspace key, delete key, number keys, caps lock key, control keys, spacebar key, shift keys, arrow keys, enter keys. Let us learn about alphabet keys, number keys and arrow keys. Alphabet keys. These keys are used to type letters. They are marked with the English letters A to Z. Number keys. These keys are used to type numbers. They are marked with numbers 0 to 9. Arrow keys or cursor control keys. These keys are used to control the movement of cursor on the monitor. Do you know the keys on a keyboard are not arranged in order to from A to Z. They are arranged as Q, W, E, R, T, Y and so on. Such keyboards are called QWERTY keyboards. Q, W, E, R, T, Y. Special keys. These are some tasks that cannot be done by the keys you have already learned. These tasks require the help of some other keys. These keys are called special keys. Some of these keys work in combination with other keys. Let us learn about them. Caps lock key. It is used to type capital letters. Backspace key. It erases anything typed on the left side of the cursor. Enter key. It takes the cursor to the next line. It is also known as return key. Spacebar key. It is used to give space between two words. It is the longest key on the keyboard. Control key. It is used to perform special tasks along with the other keys. Symbol keys. The symbol keys have two different symbols marked on it. For example, the upper symbol is called upper character and the lower symbol is called lower character. Shift key. The shift key is used to type of the upper characters marked on the symbol keys. To type the upper characters, you have to first press the shift key and while keeping it pressed, you have to press the key that has the upper character. Suppose you have to type dollar symbol, press the shift key first and while keeping it pressed. Press this key is you can also type capital letters using the shift key. Suppose you want to type mouse while keeping the shift key pressed key, small m is typed as capital. Now type of letters without pressing shift key. When you need to type only one capital letter, it is better to use shift key than caps lock key. Delete key. Delete key is used to erase anything typed on the right side of the cursor. Suppose you have typed delete key instead of delete. To erase the extra K, move the cursor before the letter K using arrow keys and press deleting key once. Put your both thumbs on the spacebar key. The two keys G and H are placed at the center of the middle row. Use left index finger to press G and the right index finger to press H as shown in the picture. Remember, do not pull or push the keyboard too hard. Do not keep anything on the keyboard such as books and CDs. Practical in computer lab. Mouse. A mouse is a pointing device attached to the computer. Do you know why it is called a mouse? It looks like a mouse with a long tail. It moves quickly on the screen. It is used to point and select items on the computer screen. It is also used while playing games and making drawings. There are different types of mouse available. 2-button mouse, 3-button mouse and scroll mouse. Let us learn about scroll mouse.